off like at your wedding. Okay. Oh, I'm okay. So can you tell us how you got started in music?
I have been singing since I was 3, and I was always interested in the arts and performing and singing on stage, but I didn't really take it seriously until I was like 21. That's when I wrote my first song and everything.
So what made you take it seriously?
I was in college for public relations, and on my 4th year, I was not feeling it. I picked my guitar back up, and I was really dead set on pursuing music.
How do you feel being a woman in the industry? Do you feel like it's hard? As you took a deep breath. So tell us about that a little bit.
Being a woman in this industry is extremely hard. Being in this industry, period, is really hard. But to add the issue of gender along top of it, I find that I'm always thinking about how I'm coming off and really fighting for respect. And so I'm really hard on myself on those things so that people treat me with the most respect. But sometimes because I'm a woman, they don't start that way. And yeah.
Do you have any advice for other women when it comes to those kind of touch points when you meet people and like giving off first impressions to be taken seriously?
I would say have strong boundaries. Don't be afraid to say how you feel and ruffle some feathers. Stand true in who you are, and know that not every man is like that. And you can find and you can be around people who see the best in you and want to do that good by you. Yeah.
Facts. And you have an amazing team. Like, I'm a big fan of Push-Ups manager right here. So can you talk about how you guys met and then your collective and your relationship with him and his team?
Well, that was a fun night. That was February of last year. Me and my friend were going to Mega Mod's album release. Shout out to Mega Mod. And we were going, and the venue was like down the block from my house. So I took it upon myself to get really drunk and make my way over to the venue. And so I was there with my friend Kirsten, and I'm doing the whole woo, yeah, that's my friend. I was doing all of that, just being really loud, and they were in front of me. And Push-Ups was in front of me, Veta was in front of me, as well as Bishop. And they just looked back, and we just started talking, and we like hit it off from there.
And how do you feel like that chemistry helps you with your creative process?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I love like creating with Push-Ups and Veta and Bishop too. We all have such like passion for this and like so much verve, and like we just love creating, and so we like go bar for bar. Like we think of lines to say, we think of whole concepts to like go forward with, and it's just really great bouncing ideas off of each other, and so we have a lot of fun.
That's fire. You look like such a star on this camera. I'm sorry. It's just making me so happy. But how do you feel as far as like being aware of your own potential and then just also not letting the whole clout Instagram following thing get to your head? Like, how do you deal with that?
Well, that's a great question. So how do I deal with my own potential and not getting things to my head? Sometimes my own potential kind of scares me because I know like other people see it, and so I feel like they're holding me to that standard as well as myself holding myself to that standard. So sometimes I can get like a little locked up in my head. But these days I'm really just learning to just love who I am and where I go with this, and just remember that this is a gift from God. And so I like consult with God a lot about it too. So it's like something I've been saying and praying for these days is that I see I want to see myself the way God sees me, so that I can take that burden off my shoulder and just really have fun with this. And so the next part of that question, what was that? Not letting Instagram get into my head?
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot about Instagram and like how I come across like branding and such like that. But I guess the goal now with that is to really just have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the key, I think. And so my last couple questions are just, where do you see yourself in the future, so that maybe you can look back on this and you'll predict something. So what, like in a year from now, 2 years, is there like a dream collab, something you want to do that almost seems impossible now?
In a year or two from now, I would love to go on tour. I want to just like share my music with as many people as possible, and in as many places as possible. And that kind of seems scary because it's COVID, and so I feel like the door to get into that might be smaller, but I'm still really passionate about that. That's like one of my biggest goals. What was the next part of that question?
Collab, an artist you want to work with.
I would love to work with Joey Badass.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah. He and I went to school together. I've never met him, but we both went to Edward R. Murrow High School, and so like if I ever met him, I'd be like, yo, you know we went to high school together? And like he has that same vibe, like lo-fi hip hop, and I think it'd be really cool to mesh that with like soulful R&B.
Fact. So we're gonna look out for that collab next year. You know what I'm saying? Coming up soon. Perfect. And now I just want you to, if you have anything coming up that you want to plug or anything, just say like Ashley Sage and whatever, like a little drop for yourself.
Yeah, I have a show at Via in Williamsburg I don't know when this is coming out.
Oh, okay. You have like a project dropping or anything, and then you could just do it like your own drop. So like I'm Ashley Sage.
It's gonna come before the 12th. Like, can I talk?
Yeah. I'm gonna edit this part.
Oh, alright, cool. So you could just say you're doing it the 12th of August. Just say it regardless.
Alright, cool.
Because like it might come out before then, or even if it doesn't, like alright, you perform that beer the 12th of August. You know?
Right.
So you could look for it, yeah. And then just in the beginning, just say like I'm Ashley Sage. Look out for my, like something like that. That's everything.
Hi, I'm Ashley Sage, and I will be performing at Via on August 12th. And I also have music coming out, a song called Panama, and yeah, it's about to be lit.
Perfect. And then can you just say, this is Ashley Sage and you're watching Your Plug's Favorite?
This is Ashley Sage and you're watching Your Plug's Favorite.
Thank you. Perfect. All right.